So we're going to have a go at this, and the reason I come up with this size is because I had something inside this and I've deconstructed it, and let's have a go at making it. It's rather a large box, got plenty of room on the inside, as you can see, and it would be decorated for any occasion, so let's have a go at making it. Measurements for the bottom is 11 times 14 1/4. So obviously if you haven't got paper thick wide enough or long enough, then you can put two pieces together. You can glue two pieces together. Now it won't fit in my cutter, so this is where I have to cut it with my rotary cutter and using my, and I need to do 11 inches. So once you've got it where you want it to be on the board, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're not losing much off that side. I bought this pad from the range in Coventry, so it's obviously bigger than 12 by 12. I think it's like 16 by 12 or something like that. So that's the size paper. What we need to do then is put it back in and score at 3.5 inches all the way around. And again, I might not be able to get it in all four ways. We just score it with a sharp object. This is 300 GSM, so it's rather thick. That's 3.5. Measure twice, cut once. You can do it on thinner card, obviously, and then obviously we're going to score manually on the other two sides. 1, 2, 3.5. Make sure that's right. 1, 2, 3.5. And I can use your pen. Let's try and use some scissors. Those don't show the pen marks. And 3, 1, 2, 3.5 there. And there, 1, 2, 3.5. Measure twice, cut once. There you go. And that looks as if it's been done right. Reinforce all your score lines. And then we're going to cut, so you need your longest sides facing you, and then you cut up all four score lines on your longest sides. Then we need to leave a tab. Inch and a quarter at the sides. On your short sides you cut this off. So these are your two short sides. And then if they do come up over the top, my advice would be to put some tabs at the sides to stop that from happening. It's not a bad thing to do, just to make doubly sure. Cut some wedges. There you go. Rubbish out the way, turn it over, and whatever you decide to cut to glue with, I'm using tape, but you can use glue and tape or just glue on its own. And then lift your sides up, and then this is a bit where you make sure your sides are straight all the way up. Push them in and lift up. Reinforce your glue or your tape with your bone folder. There you go, and that's the bottom. This is for the top, and what you need to do is make the top 12 and 3/8. 1, 2 and 3. By 9 1/8. That should give you enough wiggle room to actually put the top over the bottom. It just fits my bottom. Then you need to score all the way around at 2.5. So 2.5. It's a bit tight at the side, so I'm going to do that score line manually. Two and a half. And then manually score at 2.5. So let's turn this round right. 1, 2.5, spot on. That moved then, so let me just put that back and double check. Do it again. It's not the ideal thing to do it with scissors, but I can't get it into my machine. I haven't got another score of any description. So once you've scored at the sides, reinforce with your bone folder. It's easier. And then on your long sides, same as we did for the bottom, cut down your score line on all 4 sides. And then cut wedges. About 3/4 of an inch to an inch. They don't have to be that big, not as big as the bottom bits. And then put your wedges. Just makes life easier. There you go, turn it over. And whatever glue your tape you're using on your wings, lift them up. Make sure that they're straight at the sides. Reinforce your glue with your bone folder. And fingers crossed. There you go. That fits absolutely perfectly. There you go. And it just lifts off. There you go. So now we're going to decorate. I'll just take that one off there. I'm not happy with that one. That's better. That's that. And now we're going to decorate. So that's the top and bottom. To decorate the sides, I'm using this for the bottom. And the bottom, my bottom, measures 7 times 3 1/4. So I'll just fit one of each in. On the sides I should have left about 1/8 of an inch gap. Using glue, so I've got wiggle room. I didn't want to wiggle at all. That's one side. Obviously, put it down on the side and press. That's one. Do one of the ends. I don't seem to be using a lot of glue. Put a bit more glue on. It's sliding a bit more. That's it. And then after it's moved. So that's moved, so I'll move that back. Anyway, you get the gist. So that's one side, and do the same on the other two sides. So that's the bottom complete, and then we just need to do cover the top. Again, I got this pad from the range. There it is. Some lovely colours. Ochre's in at the moment, so that's why I'm using the aqua with the ochre. And this is for the top, and you need to do 7 1/8. By 3 7/8. Obviously, measure yours. Sometimes things change. So that's for the top, which we're putting on there. So you need one of those. Then we need, I think this is still a 7 1/8, yes, no. That's 7 1/8 that way. That's a 7 1/8 way, and we need that by 2 1/4 twice. So once. Oops, I That didn't work. 2 1/4. So we need them at twice for the sides, and then we need the ends, which are 2 1/4 by 3 7/8. So let's get the 3 7/8 first. By 2 1/4. There's 1. And 2. So that's all we need. We'll stick them onto the top. So this time I'm going to use this. Because there's no wiggle room on this, I have to make sure it does fit correctly all the way around. That's the top. And pretty. One of the ends. Do the other end. Obviously, if you're doing it for yourself, then you'll be able to take more time in putting the glue and things on. To make sure it's really firm. On the 2 sides. And I've cut them wrong. So let's just quickly measure that again. Trials and tribulations of card making, box making. Make that, so I need to cut that 7 1/8, so obviously I can't measure. So I've still got me cutting one in, and I need to cut that at 7 1/8. Perhaps I did it 8 1/8. Go, that's both my sides should be right now. Did one with the sticky on, put a bit more sticky. One side. Oh, come out. Needs filling up. I use Elmer glue, which I buy from B&M. There we go. So, once you've stuck it on, give it a good press. Now if you want to decorate this even more, putting it together, and that's a very large box. There you go, isn't that pretty? Isn't that beautiful? And you can put absolute shed loads in there, make it for any occasion. And you can even decorate the insides if you wish to. It all depends how special. For a wedding, if you've got a gift, you can get bottles of scent, large bottles of scent. I mean, there's my hand. My hand goes inside. It's quite large. So there you go. I've reckoned, so I received something that was in this, and it didn't have a lid on it. It was cellophane across the top. You could do, if you want people to see inside, you could cut a hole in the top and put some acetate across the top if you wish to. And then that's that. And so I thought, I can do that. That looks easy. So once you've got your measurements sorted, it is easy. It's just a matter of putting it all together. So I'll give you the measurements throughout. It's a beautiful little box, and it can be used for any occasion. Very large box for you to put. Now you do have to get the large. If you want to do it all in one, then you do have to get the large pieces of paper. These are not 12 by 12. It is 16.5 by 11 3/4. I got them from the range, and that's 300 GSM. So there you go. Thank you for joining me. I hope that comes in handy. Have a practice, see what you think. It's nice and sturdy because I've used thick card. You could put two pieces of card together if you wanted it thicker. It's entirely up to you. Beautiful card, beautiful box, very large. Thank you very much for joining me. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll bring more videos. Thank you.